ශ්‍රී ලංකාවේ ප්‍රථම වරට SLT 4G වෙතින් දැන් Pure TV නරඹන්න. ඉදිරියටම ගෙන යන SLT 4G.
ලෙන්ගතුකම වැඩි කරගන්න ලව්ජු රුපියල් 50ට අඩු කළා.
මාමේ එන්න අපිට
COVID-19 preventive measures. Deputy Director General of Public Health clarifies that masks aren't mandatory. Ups and downs. 4 more patients walk out of hospital after fully recovering from coronavirus. 2 new cases, however, reported in the evening. Battle against COVID-19. Jaffna joins Western Province in being a high-risk zone. Curfew indefinite. Navigating troubled waters. Government rolls out a people-centric financial relief package. All that and much more coming up on First at 9. This Thursday, the 26th of March, 2020.
From AdaDerana, this is AdaDerana First at 9.
හැටනමයයි 97ට SMS කර රුපියල් මිලියන 3ක මුල්තැන්ගේ උපකරණ දිනාගෙන අවුරුද්දෙම කුස්සිය ටයිම් සේව් කරගන්න.
ඔබේ ආරක්ෂාව රටේ රැකවරණයයි. Sri Lanka Insurance.
Live from Studio 24 in Colombo.
Good evening and welcome to First at 9. I'm Dhamkek Nagar. Let's start with your local stories. Now, a comprehensive people-centric financial relief package was unveiled today at the weekly cabinet media briefing, targeting the country's low to middle income sectors affected by the debilitating economic effects of the coronavirus pandemic. Some of the key relief measures include suspension of monthly installments for vehicle leases, a reduction in credit card interest rates to 15% for credit card debts below 50,000 rupees, as well as a 50% reduction in monthly installment payments.
Cabinet Mandate තීන්දුව తీරන ආරම්භ තිබුණා. මෙම කොරෝනා උවදුර නිසා ඍජුව බලපෑම් ඇති වෙලා තිබෙන විවිධ පාර්ශ්වයන්ට සාහන සැලසීම සඳහා වෙන පැකේජයක් සඳහා මාර්තු 20 වෙනිදා කැබිනට් අනුමැතිය ලැබුණා. ඒ කැබිනට් පත්‍රිකාවේ සඳහන් වෙච්ච කරුණු වලට ශ්‍රී ලංකා මහා බැංකුව විසින් අනුමැතිය ලබා දීලා ශ්‍රී ලංකා මහා බැංකුව අධිපතිතුමා නිකුත් කරපු චක්‍රලේඛනයේ සියලුම බැංකු ආයතන වලට මූල්‍ය ආයතන වලට ලීසින් ආයතන වලට ශ්‍රී ලංකා මහා බැංකුවේ අධිපති මහාචාර්ය WD ලක්ෂ්මන් මැතිතුමා විසින් නිකුත් කරනු ලැබූ චක්‍රලේඛනයක් ඊයේ දිනේදී කැබිනට් මණ්ඩලයට ඉදිරිපත් කරනු ලැබුණා. කල්බදු ක්‍රමය ලබාගත් සියලුම ත්‍රිරෝද රථ, පාසල් වෑන් රිය, බස් රථ, වෙනත් ටැක්සි සේවාවන්, වෑන් රථ මේ සියල්ලම ලීසින් කරලා තියෙනවා. ලීසින් වාරිකා පොලි ගෙවීම මාස 6කට අත්හිටවන්නට අතිගරු ජනාධිපතිතුමා ඉදිරිපත් කළ යෝජනාවට කැබිනට් මණ්ඩලය පූර්ණ ලෙස අනුමැතිය ලබා දුන්නා. ශ්‍රී ලංකා මුදල් අමාත්‍යාංශය ශ්‍රී ලංකා මහ බැංකුවේ නියෝග දැන් නිකුත් කරලා තියෙනවා මාර්තු මාස 24 වෙනිදා දින සිට ඉදිරියට මාස 6ක් යනතෙක් මේ ප්‍රශ්නේ ඉවර වෙලා හුස්ම ගන්න පුළුවන්කම ලැබෙන තෙක් 6 මාසයකට ලීසින් වලට වාරික පොලි ගෙවීම අත්හිටවන්න රජයේ තීරණයක් අරන් තියෙනවා. ඊළඟට රජයේ හා පුද්ගලිකාංශයේ මාණ්ඩලික නොවන සියලුම සාමාන්‍ය සේවක වැටුපෙන් කපා ගන්න, වැටුපෙන් අඩු කරගන්න ණය වාරික ගෙවීම නැයි මාසයේ 30 වෙනිදා දක්වා අත්හිටවලා තිබෙනවා. ඊට පසුව බැංකුව මූල්‍ය ආයතනවල ලක්ෂ 10ට අඩු පුද්ගලික ණය ලක්ෂ 10ට අඩු අය කර ගැනීම මාස 3කට අත්හිටව. ණය මුදල ක්‍රෙඩිට් කාඩ් ගණන් කිරීමේදී 50000ට අඩු ගණන් කරන අයට ණය පොලි අනුපාතය 15% දක්වා අඩු කරන්න තීරණය කළා. ඒ ආපසු ගෙවීමේදී මාසිකව ගෙවිය යුතු මුදල 150කින් අඩු කරලා තියෙනවා ණය බේරුම් කිරීමේදී. ඊළඟට පොලිස් සේවය සහ හමුදා සේවාවල සෞඛ්‍ය අංශය ආදී සේවකයන්ගේ අග්‍රහාර රක්ෂණයේ ප්‍රතිලාභ දෙගුණයකින් වැඩි කරලා තියෙනවා. සමෘද්ධි ලාභීන්ට රුපියල් 10000 දක්වා පොලි රහිත ණයක් සමෘද්ධි බැංකුව හරහා ලබා ගන්නට අවස්ථාව ලැබලා දෙනවා. දැන් පුද්ගලයේ එදිනෙදා ආදායම් මාර්ග අයිමි වීමෙන් අතිරේක බරක් ලෙස තියෙන මූල්‍ය පිළිබඳ අර්බුද විසඳීම සඳහා වෙන විශාල සහන පැකේජයක් වහාම ක්‍රියාත්මක වන පරිදි මේ සහන ජනතාවට ලැබෙන බව අද දින ප්‍රකාශ කරන ලෙස ඉල්ලා සිටිනවා.
Now, the President's Media Division today gave an update on the ongoing curfew, including times and dates. Accordingly, the district of Jaffna joins the 3 districts of the Western Province in being high-risk zones. The curfew was put in place to curb the spread of the coronavirus, that is, COVID-19. The island-wide curfew, which had been in effect, was lifted at 6 this morning in the districts of Anuradhapura, Polonnaruwa, Kandy, Nuwara, Matale, Ratnapura, Kegol, Badulla, Monaragala, Trincomalee, Batticaloa, Ampara, Galle, Matara, Hambantota and Kurunegala. It gave people a window to restock essential supplies before the curfew was reimposed. The curfew, however, continued to be in effect in the districts of Colombo, Gampaha, Kalutara and Puttlam, as well as in the Northern Province. During the window of free movement given today, people could be seen taking measures to avoid the contraction and spread of the virus, adhering to safety protocols. While many followed the safety instructions, there continues to be some who had little regard for them. Although the curfew was set to be reimposed at 12 p.m. today, the window of free movement was extended by a further 2 hours owing to the large number of people flocking to purchase goods, and the curfew came into effect once more at 2 p.m. today. Elsewhere in Kalutara, although the district is identified as a high-risk zone and a curfew was in place, people flocked to shops. Our correspondent said that most of the people had used medical prescriptions to come to the city. Leading up to today's curfew lift, the government had urged the banking sector to ensure that people are served by opening their branches as early as possible. However, that was not the case in certain instances. The branch of the State Mortgage and Investment Bank along the Rajavidya in Kandy opened its doors at 9 a.m, inconveniencing customers. In Kegol, both the People's Bank and the Bank of Ceylon in the area of Hemmatagama opened early in the morning. However, with their closure at 10 a.m, the public was agitated. The situation, however, was brought under control by the OIC of the Hemmatagama police as the branches were reopened for custom following discussions with the branch managers. During the 6 days of curfew, 3,138 people were arrested for violating it, while 782 vehicles were also taken into police custody. In the meantime, President's Media Division, releasing a statement, gave an update on how the curfew will be enforced on future days. It says that the curfew in areas which enjoyed a window of free movement today will be lifted at 6 a.m. on the 30th of March, before coming into effect once more at 2 p.m. on the same day. The PMD added that the curfew in the districts of Puttlam, Vaunia, Mana, Kilinochchi and Mullaitivu will be lifted at 6 a.m. tomorrow and will be reimposed at 2 p.m. on the same day. The 5 districts will also see the curfew lifted at 6 a.m. on the 30th of March for a period of 8 hours. Given the prevailing situation, the district of Jaffna is also considered a high-risk zone, along with Colombo, Gampaha and Kalutara, and they will remain under curfew until further notice. Members of the public must be mindful that cross-district travel, even during windows of free movement, is completely prohibited. Now, Deputy Director General of Public Health, Dr. Paba Palihavadan today gave clarity to the questions surrounding the use of masks in public in face of the COVID-19 outbreak. Speaking to Indi Vriyamuatta on our current affairs program at Hyde Park, Dr. Palihavadan insisted that the use of face masks only come into play if you are infected with the virus or if you're a health worker.
analyze Sri Lanka's situation?
Yeah. Now it is, of course, it is the beginning of the outbreak, and of course we have been able to sort of manage at a certain point where we see a number of cases about 10 to 13 per day, like sometimes it was less, and yesterday we did not have a single case, and our curve is of course almost flattened and it's going down at the moment.
We heard the Government Medical Officers Association say if you do not pay heed to government regulations, the virus could peak around April 7th, but this is quite alarming.
The thing is this, of course, all these what we have achieved, of course, based on the public health measures. The amount of public health measures have been applied, and then percentage of people who have been adopted. The thing is this, if you don't do anything, so each case can produce 2.5 to 3.5 cases. If we allow it to happen, of course, we may be ended up in hundreds, thousands. So for that, the public health authorities are really having a huge mechanism on the ground, which people don't know about it. So once a case has been identified, this information goes to the Central Epidemiology Unit, and the Epidemiology Unit informs the district level people and to the ground level. So Medical Officer of Health and the PHI would visit each and every case or the contact of the case, and then they are advising what to be done, and always there's continuous dialogue is going between these two groups of people.
We've heard about difficulties where people have not divulged the information, and that this is a massive hindrance to efforts by the health authorities.
So that is again, we have a tracing mechanism from the airport. If they have reached the country, if they have returned to the country within last 14 days, of course then we have the information coming from the airport as well. So that information is also being gathered at the Central Epidemiology Unit. So there are two ways of screening. So now those who have come from those countries, and at the same time all contacts of these cases are being followed up.
But what of those who have evaded screening?
So there is another mechanism where we get this information from the neighborhood, they give telephone calls, police, and also from the National Intelligence Service. There can be instances where people give wrong addresses, the wrong telephone numbers, and trying to hide. But all those people who have, played the games also have been caught up by the police.
But why are they trying to play the games? Is it because they're scared? There's fear surrounding this?
I think we always say that you don't have to get panic about this, and this is a respiratory infection. What you have to do is if you get some symptoms of the disease, maybe the cough, fever, and the respiratory infection, symptoms of respiratory infection, kindly inform the public health authorities and then go to a hospital. But I think the thing is, there's nothing to hide. So because this is just a respiratory infection, there's no stigma.
There is a fear surrounding COVID-19 that most of those who have kidney disease or diabetes will be first affected.
The mostly affected age group is between 40 to 50. So of course, we consider above 60 years of age, of course, they are more prone to infections, plus they may get the severe infection, so they may go into complications. So as you said, that diabetes, the kidney disease, those who have chronic lung disease, of course, they are the people who can go into complications. So the majority in other countries were the elderly people, those who have, as you said, the chronic illnesses. In our country, we have not observed many among older age groups. The percentage above 60 was around 10%, which is quite low.
There's a lot of talk about anti-malaria and Ebola drugs being effective in dealing with COVID-19, this pandemic.
Chloroquine is one of them. Chloroquine is a drug that we've used in malaria. And Sri Lanka has been using it for years. And so now Sri Lanka is using chloroquine for patients who are positive for COVID-19. And that's the decision taken at the government level, the ministry level, to treat them with hydrochloroquine, because which is of course available with us. So it is not a problem for Sri Lanka to give chloroquine to patients with positive.
The question of face masks, this has been a little confusing, but I know it's addressed at the moment. But yet, are face masks necessary or not? Because we do see that certain law enforcement authorities want the people to wear masks.
No, we don't need it really right now, because there is no community transmission occurring in Sri Lanka right now. So people don't have to get panic about it. The healthcare workers and those who are involved in taking care of patients, of course, they also should bear. I mean, that's a different story.
Because they are at a constant risk.
But for people, the normal citizen, of course, the thing is this. Now, I mean, in any country, this has happened to many other countries, we may run out of all these masks and all. But the masks are most needed for the healthcare staff. If we have faced a situation where we cannot get masks for the healthcare staff, so there will be a chaos that they may not be able to treat or take care of patients. And then there will be a big issue, so how are we going to provide them the adequate number of masks? Even if an individual who may be having a collection of masks, better to keep it at home rather than using it. But when the time comes, if it is really necessary, he may be able to wear it. If there is a community-wide community transmission, then we will inform you when to wear a mask.
4 more COVID-19 patients walked out of hospitals today after making full recoveries. Details on the other side of this break. Following a one-day reprieve from new cases being reported, 2 more COVID-19 positive cases were recorded this evening, which, although is lesser than the previous days, is still a reminder to the public that the country still has a long way to go to defeat the virus. This brings the total number of cases to 97 after 4 fully recovered patients were discharged and returned home earlier in the day. The Ministry of Health today reported no new coronavirus cases by 4 p.m, but 2 new cases were confirmed in the evening. However, the 2 new cases should not detract from the reports of 4 more patients being discharged and released from the infectious disease hospital today after a full recovery. 1 patient at the IDH facility was reported to have been transferred to its intensive care unit due to a downturn in his condition, bringing the total in intensive care to 3.
ඒ වගේම අපි ස්තුතිවන්ත වෙන්නට ඕනි මේ සෞඛ්‍ය කාර්ය මණ්ඩලය විශේෂයෙන්ම වෛද්‍යතුමන්ලා හිද කාර්ය මණ්ඩලය ඒ වගේම සුළු සේවක කාර්ය මණ්ඩලය රියදුරු මහත්තුරු මේ සියලු දෙනාම අද රට වෙනුවෙන් විශාල සේවයක් කරන. ඔවුන් තමන්ගේ තියෙන අවදානම ගැන නොතකා මේ රට වෙනුවෙන් කරන සේවය මං හිතනවා මුළු මහත් ජාතියේම ගෞරවය පුද කරන්න ඕනේ. ඒ වගේම මතක් කරන්න ඕනි හමුදාපතිතුමා ඇතුළු හමුදාව ඒ කරන මහඟු කැපකිරීම සමහර දවසට පිට රටින් ආවා එක දවසට 700 800 ඉතාලිය වගේ රටවල් වලින් දකුණු කොරියාව වගේ රටවල් වලින් ඒ ආපු අපේ රටේ පුරවැසියන් පිටරන්දලා ආපු පුරවැසියන් අවශ්‍ය නිරෝධායන මධ්‍යස්ථාන වහවහ ඉදි කරමින් යුද හමුදාපතිතුමාගේ ඉඳලා පහළ ඉන්නේ සියලු දෙනාටම නැවතත් ජාතියේ ගෞරවය අපි පුද කරන්නට ඕනි. IDH රෝහලේ ගොඩනැගිලි හැදීම් වගේ කටයුතු වලදී ගුවන් හමුදාව උදව් කරනවා. නිසා ඒ අයට අපේ ගෞරවය පුද කරන්න ඕනි. ඒ විතරක් නෙමෙයි සුවසැරිය ගිලන් රථ සේවාව. ඒ සේවාවේ වැඩ කරන ඒ සියලුම කාර්ය මණ්ඩලයට අපේ රටේ ගෞරවය අපි පුද කරන්න.
Before the 2 new cases were reported this evening, Director General of Health Services Dr. Anil Jasinger had this to say.
දැනට වාර්තා වී ඇති රෝගීන්ගෙන් වැඩිම රෝගීන් සංඛ්‍යාව සිටින්නේ කොළඹ දිස්ත්‍රික්කයේ 22ක්, ඒ වගේම කළුතර දිස්ත්‍රික්කයේ 14ක්, ගම්පහ දිස්ත්‍රික්කයේ 10ක් සහ පුත්තලම දිස්ත්‍රික්කයේ 9ක්. සායනවල ප්‍රතිකාර ගන්න රජයේ රෝහල්වල රෝගීන්ට ඒ සායන ඒ ආයතන වලින් ඔවුන්ගේ ඒ සායන පොත් භාවිතා කරලා ඖෂධ පැකට් කරන ලද ඖෂධ ඒ තැපැල් දෙපාර්තමේන්තුවේ නිලධාරීන් හරහා නිවසට ලබා දීමේ ක්‍රමයක් තමයි ආරම්භ කරනු ලබන්නේ.
Today's total number of patients under medical observation also decreased to 232 from 255 yesterday. Cabinet co-spokesperson Dr. Ramesh Patirana spoke on the coronavirus outbreak at the weekly cabinet media briefing held this morning.
ඉදිරි දින කිහිපය ඒ සම්බන්ධ නිතාම තීරණාත්මක කාලවකවානුවක් බවට පත්වන බැවින් අපි මේ රටේ ජනතාවගෙන් ඉල්ලා සිටින්නේ ඉතාම අත්‍යවශ්‍ය කරුණකදී හැරෙන්නට නිවසෙන් පිටතට යාම සිදු නොකරන ලෙසයි. මෙම කාල සීමාව තුළ යම් යම් අපහසුතා ඔබට සිදුවන්නට පුළුවන්. එම අපහසුතාවයන් අවම කරන්නට රජය හැටියට අපි කටයුතු කරනවා. ඒ වෙනුවෙන් ඔබ සහයෝගය දෙන්න අවශ්‍යයි. මෙම කාලය තුල ඔබට අවශ්‍ය මූලික පහසුකම් සැලසෙනවා වගේම ඔබගේ පාරිභෝජන රටාව යම් පමණකට සරල කරගන්න අවශ්‍යයි. යම් දේ ඔබට සමහරක් විට පාරිභෝජනයේ පැත්තෙන් අඩු වෙන්නට පුළුවන්. ඒ අවම කරගන්න ඔබට සිදු වෙයි. එය ඔබ වෙනුවෙන් කරන කටයුත්තක් වගේම රටේ අනාගතය වෙනුවෙන් මේ රටේ අනිකුත් ජනතාවගේ අනාගතය වෙනුවෙන් කරන ආයෝජනයක් හැටියට සලකන්න.
දෙවනි වටයකට මේ වෛරසය ගියොත් ඒ සඳහා සූදානම කොහොමද රජයේ තියෙන?
අපි විශ්වාස කරන එවැනි තත්වයකට පරිවර්තනය වෙන එකක් නැහැ. අපි ආරක්ෂක විධිවිධාන අරගෙන තිබෙනවා රසක්. දැනටමත් උණ රෝහලට අමතරව තවත් රෝහල් කිහිපයක්, හෝමාගම මූලික රෝහල, ඒ වගේම අංගොඩ රෝහල් ඇතුළු රෝහල් කිහිපයක් දැනටම රෝගීන් වෙනුවෙන් වෙන්කොට තිබෙනවා. අදාළ රෝගීන් සංඛ්‍යාව ඉදිරියට ගියොත් ඒ වෙනුවෙන් අවශ්‍ය කටයුතු කරන්න.
Meanwhile, Chairman of the Government Medical Officers Association, Dr. Anuruddha Padania, last night outlined the difference in how Sri Lanka approaches the treatment of coronavirus patients compared to other countries battling the pandemic.
දැන් මේකට මුහුණ දුන්නේ කොහොමද? මේ ඔය කියන දියුණු කියන රටවල් අවුරුදු 70ට වැඩි කෙනෙක් ඉන්නවා නම් ICU බෙඩ් එකක් දෙන්න එපා කියලා කියනවා. ඊළඟට යම් කිසි කෙනෙකුට පිළිකාවක් තියෙනවා නම් ඒ පුද්ගලයා අවුරුදු 50 ඉක්මවලා නම් ඒ පුද්ගලයාට දැඩි සත්කාරයකක ඇඳක් දෙන්න එපා කියලා නීතියෙන් තහවුරු කරලා තියෙනවා. ඒක නිසා මේකේ දැනගන්න ඕනේ අපේ රටේ අපි එහෙම කරන જાතියක් නෙමෙයි. ඒක නිසා මේකේ අවුරුදු 70 නෙමෙයි 80 නෙමෙයි 90 නෙමෙයි 100 නෙමෙයි 110 වුණත් අපි ලෑස්ති නැහැ ඒ අම්මා තාත්තා කෙනෙකුට මේ කියන මැෂින් එකක් නොදී ඉන්න. අපි අපේ සෞඛ්‍ය සේවාවේ ඉන්න කට්ටියට ඕනෙකම තියෙන්නේ සෞඛ්‍ය සේවාවත් රැකගෙන මහ ජනතාවත් රැකගන්න. ස්වයං නිරෝධායනයක සහ ස්වයං විනයක මිනිස්සු ඇඳිරි නීතිය පවත්වා ගත්තොත් සමහරවිට අපි අවුරුදු කාලය වෙනකොට සතුටුදායක තත්ත්වයක් වෙන්න පුළුවන්.
Meanwhile, 223 persons released from 4 quarantine facilities across the island following the successful completion of a 14-day quarantine period. This includes 38 from the Diatalav Army Camp, 18 from the Miyankulam Quarantine Centre, 42 from the Kandakadu Centre and 125 from the Punani Quarantine Centre.
කොරෝනා වෛරසය පැතිරීම වළක්වන්න සබන් යොදා දෑත් සෝදන්න.
Now, with the government taking measures to commence deliveries of household essentials to members of the public under the lockdown, many households took their first deliveries throughout the day today.
With the rapid spread of the coronavirus across the country, the government's advice to people has so far been to stay in their homes and avoid outside contact as much as possible. However, with these instructions in place, the biggest problem remains access to household necessities and food. To sort this problem out, Lanka Satosa and ride-hailing app PickMe today commenced household deliveries of special grocery packages within the Colombo city limits. PickMe riders were seen throughout the city carrying out deliveries. Meanwhile, the Lanka Satosa outlet today remained open to cater to the needs of the country's healthcare workers. Keel's outlets too around the country in the vicinity of hospitals remained open as well to serve healthcare professionals. The company assured the public of no shortage of goods at its outlets and said that there was no need for panic purchases. Meanwhile, Litro and Laugh's gas vendors too were seen delivering cooking gas to households. Litro Gas provided hotline numbers for consumers to place their orders, and Laugh's Gas too provided 2 hotline numbers for gas deliveries.
Now, we at AdaDerana have taken the initiative to help the people who have been affected by the COVID-19 virus. Now, we at AdaDerana have taken the initiative to help the people who have been affected by the COVID-19 virus outbreak. After an island-wide curfew was placed as a measure to prevent the further spread of COVID-19, AdaDerana launched a special campaign to assist the people affected by the current situation. AdaDerana is ready to provide you with essential food items through temples and churches. Call us if you'd like to contribute to 0770 701 010 or 0772 466 488 are the numbers you have to contact to make your contribution. I repeat, 0770 701 010 or 0772 466 488 are the numbers you can get in touch with if you want to make your contribution. Now, Sri Lankan Twitter users were up in arms yesterday over screenshots that circulated showing a Lanka Satosa webpage offering high-priced grocery packs for home delivery. With most of the island's population under curfew with limited access to essential goods, the outcry was understandably deserving. However, First at 9 today sought clarification from the operator of the webpage and uncovered the true facts behind the posts.
The Prime Minister's office and the police department yesterday issued warnings that the government will not tolerate any attempts to disseminate fake news and misinformation on social media that may in any way hamper its emergency efforts. In this backdrop, screenshots were posted by Twitter users yesterday of an alleged Lanka Satusa webpage showing overpriced Satusa grocery packs on sale, which drew much online criticism and accusations of price gouging tactics in efforts by the government to provide essential goods deliveries to the public during the curfew. However, First at 9 decided to verify the content and sought a clarification today from the site's administrator Incubate Labs, under whose domain name the page was hosted. On reaching out to the company's CEO Punsiri Abe Vikrama, it was revealed that the web pages circulating online were from a leaked demo that his company had presented to Lanka Satusa as a proposal for a grocery delivery service partnership. He added that the pricing information shown were in fact dummy data, which doesn't reflect any future pricing formulas of Lanka Satusa and was intended only for presentation purposes. This, however, was in contrast to yesterday's public outcry on social media over blatant price gouging of essential grocery items by an online delivery site, especially during the current emergency situation, which saw the Consumer Affairs Authority raid the company's main office yesterday. Meanwhile, the government's announcement yesterday of the commencement of delivery of essential grocery items to households in lockdown through a partnership between Lanka Satusa and ride-hailing app PickMe was welcomed throughout Colombo, with many residents rushing to take advantage of the service today. Grocery packages shown on the PickMe food app showed reasonably priced options for consumers that include a range of basic groceries and essentials. Social media users praised the service for quick delivery times and its overall convenience factor. The service is currently restricted to the Colombo city limits, but plans are afoot to expand to cover the entire island soon, the ride-hailing app said on Twitter.
We will see you shortly after this break. Stay tuned. Welcome back. You're watching First at 9. Now, the Secretary to the Ministry of Finance has announced today that all state sector employees will receive their salaries before the 10th of April. This decision has been made as part of the government's continuing relief measures in the face of the countrywide COVID-19 lockdown that has hampered everyday life. In the meantime, the Board of Investment insists that there is no necessity for any company coming under the board's purview to suspend their operations. The board added that it has issued instructions to companies to utilize strict adherence to health and medical safety precautions whilst continuing their operations. The World Bank and the International Monetary Fund have urged official bilateral creditors to provide immediate debt relief to the world's poorest countries as they grapple with severe consequences of the rapidly spreading coronavirus. In a joint statement to the G20 concerning debt relief for the poorest countries, the World Bank and the International Monetary Fund said that the coronavirus outbreak is likely to have severe economic and social consequences for International Development Association countries, which are home to a quarter of the world's population and 2/3 of the world's population living in extreme poverty. Calling on official bilateral creditors to suspend debt payments from IDA countries, the World Bank Group and the International Monetary Fund said that the move will help those countries' immediate liquidity needs to tackle challenges posed by the coronavirus outbreak and allow time for an assessment of the crisis impact and financing needs for each country. They also invited G20 leaders to task them with these assessments, including identifying the countries with unsustainable debt situations and to prepare a proposal for comprehensive action by official bilateral creditors to address both the financing and debt relief needs of IDA countries. The WBG and the IMF said that they will seek endorsement for the proposal at the Development Committee during the spring meeting on April 16th to the 17th. In conclusion, the statement said that it is imperative at this moment to provide a global sense of relief for developing countries as well as a strong signal to financial markets. Now, Asian stocks eked out gains today, but the week's rally lost steam as investors seemed torn between relief at the agreement of a huge US stimulus package and dread over a likely spike in jobless claims and coronavirus cases. Japan's benchmark Nikkei 225 closed the day down 4.51%, Hong Kong markets closed down despite fiscal stimulus packages passed in the US and Singapore. The Hang Seng Index finished the day in the red, down 0.74%, while the Shanghai Composite Index ended down 0.6%, but continued to slide at the midday break to end down 0.18%. In South Korea, the benchmark Kospi closed down 18.52 points, having gained nearly 15% in the past two sessions. After last-minute negotiations, the US Senate backed a $2 trillion bill aimed at helping workers and industries hurt by the pandemic. The suspected white supremacist accused of killing 51 Muslim worshippers in New Zealand's worst mass shooting changed his plea to guilty in a surprise move today. Now, Brenton Tarrant, who appeared by video link, admitted to 51 charges of murder, 40 charges of attempted murder and 1 charge of committing a terrorist act in a hastily called Christchurch High Court hearing. Tarrant has been in police custody since the 15th of March last year, when he was arrested and accused of using semi-automatic weapons to target Muslims attending Friday prayers at 2 mosques in Christchurch. Furthermore, the attack was streamed live on Facebook. 29-year-old Tarrant had previously pleaded not guilty to all charges. The court will now sentence Tarrant on all 92 charges, but did not provide a date for that sentencing, and Tarrant was remanded in custody until the 1st of May. Now, due to a nationwide lockdown in place for the coronavirus outbreak, Thursday's court hearing took place with just 17 people in the courtroom, which included minimal staff, lawyers and some local media. The Spanish Grand Prix becomes the 5th race of the MotoGP season to be postponed because of the novel coronavirus outbreak. The race in Jerez was intended to be the start of MotoGP season following the cancellation of the original season open in Qatar. Furthermore, races in Thailand, the United States and Argentina have also been postponed. Organisers said that a new date for the Spanish race could not be confirmed until the worldwide coronavirus situation became clearer. They added that a revised calendar would be published as soon as it was available. And that's it from all of us here at First at 9. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.